I haven't seen my daughter for the whole year. I haven't seen her once.
At minimum, he works a 20-hour a week overtime at minimum. We constantly stayed in conflict about it. So him introducing that he's standardly, and this has just changed in the past 6 months, I know it's not true.
Just stated that you have this information that you testified to regarding the father's wages. How do you have that information if you are not in a relationship together?
This is a paternity action. The concept of paternity is very important, as the father of a child has certain rights and responsibilities towards that child.
Your Honor, this is a paternity action. We have some agreements. The disagreements are mostly around support. The agreements are joint managing conservatorship and establishing paternity for the child or children. In this case, a standard possession order, neither party requests a finding of family violence or the need for a non-disclosure to be ordered. Parties agree to a residency restriction to Dallas and surrounding counties. Parties stipulate that the father, in this case, a non-custodial parent, has 2 other children, one that lives with him and another child that he pays child support on. I now call the mother. Ma'am, can you state your name for the record?
Crystal Williams.
And ma'am, do you have any information regarding the father's income?
I do. So
let me just get to my next question.
Okay.
Before I do that, how are your children covered through insurance?
State benefit.
Okay. Do you have any private insurance available for them?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. And what information do you have regarding the father's income?
So he has worked at the same employer at minimum the past 5 years. And in our 3 years of in our relationship, at minimum, he works a 20-hour a week overtime at minimum. His standard shift is from Saturday to Monday. We constantly stayed in conflict about it. The reason he didn't want to do it is because of the overtime availability for the rest of the week. So him introducing that he's standardly, and this has just changed in the past 6 months, I know it's not true.
All right, ma'am. And you understand that the state is going to ask for a ruling based on his income, that we are not taking a position, either your side or the father's side, regarding income, that we're going to ask the judge for a ruling, correct?
I understand.
Okay. So based on the information that you have provided and testified to, the state did a calculation and calculated child support at $679. Is it your wish for child support to be ordered at that amount?
I would agree to that, as we were already in a agreement of him paying $150 a week up until about February of this year.
Okay, ma'am. And based on that, on what you're proposed, the information that you have provided, the state had done a preliminary calculation of $160 for cash medical. Is it your wish that that be ordered?
I mean, I'm okay if he wants to provide her medical. So I'm okay either way that goes.
Okay. And based on the information you provided, the state did a preliminary calculation of retroactive support at $6,111 to be paid out at $81 a month. Is that your wish for that to be ordered?
Yes.
And ma'am, I hear that you just stated that you have this information that you testified to regarding the father's wages. How do you have that information if you are not in a relationship together?
Is anyone else see that she's frozen? What's happening?
Ms. Williams, did you hear that question?
So I wasn't sure if it was me or her. So all I heard her say was, "It's my understanding based on your testimony," and I don't know what else she said.
Okay, I think
Okay,
it was Go ahead.
I'll repeat the question. I think it is your side that's breaking
Okay.
up a little.
Okay.
Okay. So how do you know about his income?
Again, so we were in a relationship for 3 years, the same employer he had prior to us dating, and the one he's at now. And that has been his consistent schedule and routine throughout our tenure. That was also his schedule and routine prior to us dating based off of the information he provided to me. I'm also aware that peak season typically happens for his organization starting at or around September, and it usually doesn't go down until about March or April of the following year.
Okay. Have you seen any of his pay stubs or anything like that within the last month or two?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Could it be possible that maybe his workflow changed?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else you would like to tell the judge?
Not at this moment.
Okay. I pass this witness and I call the father. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
Decollete Mango. I have some
Sir,
concern though.
sir,
Yes.
listen to my question.
I
Yes,
didn't
ma'am.
understand what you said. Sir, can you repeat what you just said?
I said I have some concern.
What's your concern, sir?
We've been separate. We've been separated for almost a year now, and I always take care of my daughter.
Okay,
And
let me
and
just stop you right
I
there,
have
sir.
here. I have here.
Stop, Mr. Mango.
I have here an
Stop.
insurance. Okay, sorry.
Sir, I
Mhm.
understand that you are contesting some issues. I understand that you are contesting some support issues. We will get to those issues in just a moment, I promise.
Okay.
The question that I'm asking you is, are you in agreement to joint managing conservatorship and to a standard possession order?
Yes.
My next question, are you in agreement to a geographic restriction to Dallas and surrounding counties?
No.
Sir, do you understand that a geographic restriction means that the mother would be required to keep the children in Dallas and surrounding counties? Do you understand that?
Oh, I didn't know.
Okay, now let me ask you, what do you do for a living?
I work at warehouse. With sanitation.
Okay, and how much do you earn per hour?
22.40 something.
Okay, and how many hours do you work per week?
36 hours. And
Okay,
sometimes it depends how things goes. I go in. So for either 2 days or 3 days. But right
Okay.
now I haven't been in. I haven't have no more overtime because right now there is a big change in my company.
Okay, let's talk about overtime. In the
Yes.
last 12 months, have you worked any overtime beyond the 36 hours that you just
Yes.
stated?
Yes, ma'am.
If you had to look at the last 3 months, how many hours per month, how many overtime hours have you done in the last couple of months?
If this month no overtime.
Okay, last month.
Yeah, this month no overtime. Last month I can say max 10 hours, 15 hours, because like I said, we just have a big change in my company.
Okay, the month before that.
And the month before that, I was working maybe 10 hours, 12 hours overtime.
Okay. The month before that.
No, really, I don't.
Okay, and the month before that.
No.
Okay. All right. Sir, how is your child currently covered through medical insurance?
Okay, my child has been since she was born. No, with through Cigna from my company. All of my kids are with my company, and I even sent her a copy of the card, and I have to renew that tomorrow.
Okay. How much does it cost to carry your children?
I don't know. I think I have the family package and I have that with me, but it's somewhere in my car right there. I don't have that on my hand right now, but it's around 98 for the family package
$98 per month, per week.
per week.
How many people are on that, or which people are on that plan?
3 of my kid plus my stepdaughter.
Is a child or children in this case on that medical plan?
Yes.
Does the $98 a week include you?
Yes.
The state calculated child support at $450 if the judge orders you to carry the medical insurance. Are you in agreement with that judgment, with that obligation?
Yes.
And you understand that unlike the amount that I previously read, which was the $679, this calculation includes no overtime.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have anything additional you would like to offer to the court?
Yes. Okay. I haven't seen my daughter for the whole year. I haven't seen her once. I've tried to talk to the mom, trying to reach out to her, but she said until she feel like she okay with it and I can see my daughter. And that bothers me.
Okay. I pass this witness.
All right, I'm making a finding that the parties be joint managing conservators, that we're establishing that you're the father of this child, Mr. Mango. We're doing a standard visitation order, which is the first, third, and fifth weekends of each month, from Friday at 6 until Sunday at 6. Each of you are to give each other's addresses now and any time in the future. Mr. Mango would appear at your residence, Ms. Williams, for the pickup on those Fridays at 6, and bring the child back to your residence on Sunday at 6. If you don't appear, then you don't get visitation. If y'all want to work out some other schedule that works for both of you, we definitely can do that. The child definitely needs to be with her father. So if maybe it's a deal where Mr. Mango doesn't get off of work in time, I would expect that y'all would reasonably work out some kind of settlement as to a different time frame that's a stable time frame, so that we understand what needs to happen to have visitation start. Make it a finding that there's been no family violence. As far as health insurance concerned, Mr. Mango, you need to provide Ms. Williams a copy of the insurance card. I'm going to order that you primarily are responsible for carrying the health insurance. If you don't, then you're going to be responsible for 100% of all costs.
Yes, sir.
If Ms. Williams doesn't receive a copy of the health insurance, she may continue to use the Medicaid or CHIPS, and then the child support office may bring y'all back to court again to modify this order. So it's very important that Ms. Williams gets a copy of the insurance card within 30 days of today's hearing, preferably today, because the child needs to have that if Ms. Williams needs to take the child to the doctor for whatever reason.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to order, please don't talk while I'm talking. I'm not going to order you to pay any medical support. So the $160 that they requested, I'm not ordering that, since you're going to be paying for the health insurance premium. And I guesstimated your cost somewhere around $200 a month, because half of it is for your insurance and half of it is for the child. I calculated on my own, independently of what everybody else calculated, that I think what was appropriate is to do child support based on 40-hour week plus 10 hours. Because sometimes you may work 20, you may work 15. I'm not trying to set it at the highest amount, but I don't think it's appropriate to do it at 36 hours. Based on my calculation, I got almost the same number independently of what the Attorney General's office calculated. The child support should be $678 a month based on that calculation. I don't think it's perhaps the last week or two you haven't done 40 hours, but I need to look at it over a whole year to kind of know what's a better calculation. And you didn't provide any information other than what you've told us. And there's some times where you work 20 hours, that's great. And then there may be times where you don't work 40. I'm trying to find a number that's in the middle that will balance out. So that's why I did it at 10 hours of overtime per paycheck. Okay. So the retroactive judgment is $6,111, payable at $81 a month. The Attorney General's office will draft an order based on my ruling today, email you both a copy, and then they'll send out a withholding order to take it out of your check. You're done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.